Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a really fundamental shift in how organizations are handling risk and compliance. Seriously, we are moving way beyond just looking at passive dashboards and into a world of autonomous, real-time action. So, let's start with a scenario that, probably feels a little too real for a lot of security leaders out there. It's that 3 a.m. alert. And that buzz, it's not just a technical problem, right? It's the starting gun for this high-stakes race against the clock. It's that constant feeling of being on the back foot. And that feeling? It's being driven by this perfect storm of modern pressures. You've got regulators like the SEC giving you just 4 days, to disclose a material incident. The board, well, they want answers and they want them now, not excuses. And all the while, your team is just buried in manual work. And to top it all off, you're drowning in alerts. It's almost impossible to find the real signal in all that noise. So why does the old way of doing governance, risk, and compliance, GRC, why does it feel like you're trying to fight a wildfire with a garden hose? Well, the simple answer is that the entire game has changed. The real problem, the core of it, is just speed. Manual checks, those annual audits, they are just too slow. I mean, we live in a world where code is deployed every day and new threats pop up overnight. A snapshot of your compliance from last quarter, it's basically obsolete the second it's created. All of this pressure is forcing a huge shift in thinking, a real paradigm shift. GRC is transforming from this passive, backward-looking thing into an active, real-time system that actually does stuff. It's a system of execution. Okay, let's really dive into what this means. The crucial difference here is between just reporting on a problem versus actively executing a solution. See, the old way gives you a dashboard that tells you, hey, a door was left open yesterday. The new way? It has an agent that not only sees that open door in real time, but is empowered to go and shut it immediately. And this is where you can really see the operational difference. Traditional GRC is all about explaining risks after they've already happened. Agent GRC, it's about detecting and fixing failures as they happen. And look at the evidence collection. We're moving from somebody manually taking screenshots to direct API pulls. That's not just about being faster. It's about having evidence that's way more defensible in an audit. So, what do we even mean by agentic? What is that? Well, we're basically talking about intelligent agents that act like digital workers. They can handle complex, multi-step tasks all on their own, things like investigating an alert or gathering data. And they do it all while operating within strict guardrails that the human experts have set up. Check this out. Here's what an agent can do proactively. Instead of your team spending weeks digging through some new regulation, an agent does it almost instantly. It reads the rule, maps it to your controls, finds the gaps, pulls the live data to prove it, and it even drops the tickets to get it all fixed. That is a game changer. Okay, so that's the theory. But how does this actually translate into real-world value? Because this isn't just an idea. The leading platforms are already delivering with this agentic approach. Yep, the big GRC platforms are already building in agentic features to solve these really specific, high-value problems. IBM is using agents to automate the super tedious work of control mapping. ServiceNow is using them to orchestrate fixes across the entire company. This technology is absolutely here, and it's being used at scale. And the impact on your team? It can be massive. By using agents to automatically investigate and triage all those alerts, companies are cutting through the noise, reducing alert volume by up to 70%. Just think about that. It lets your human experts focus on the complex threats that actually matter, which means you're much less likely to miss something critical. And the time savings are just as huge. We're talking 50 to 70% less time spent on routine manual work. This isn't just about cutting costs. It's about freeing up your most talented people to focus on strategic risk management, on innovation, instead of chasing screenshots and filling out spreadsheets. So those results sound pretty incredible, right? But you can't just flip a switch and get there. A successful rollout takes a really disciplined approach so you can avoid that classic trap of just automating chaos. A good rollout really follows a clear 4-step blueprint. First, and this is everything, you have to fix your data. An agent is only as good as the information it gets. Next, you define your controls as code. That's just a fancy way of saying you turn your written policies into automated tests a computer can run all the time. Then you set up strong human oversight, the guardrails. And finally, you start small. Pick one high-value project to get a quick win and build some momentum. Now, of course, when you build a new capability this powerful, you're also introducing new ways for things to fail. Autonomy is amazing, but it comes with its own set of risks we have to be smart about. The most common pitfalls, they almost always happen when people rush things without getting the foundation right. If you automate a chaotic process, guess what? You just get faster chaos. If your data is a mess, garbage in, garbage out, your agents will make bad decisions. And if nobody knows who's accountable for an agent's actions, well, that's a recipe for disaster. So here's the crucial point to take away from all this. This is not some far-off futuristic trend. It's the operational reality for the top organizations today. The game has already changed. We are moving away from that whole era where audit readiness was this frantic, once-a-year project. Compliance is now a living, breathing, continuous state of your system. And the proof that you're compliant, it should just be a natural byproduct of your day-to-day operations, not some separate project. And ultimately, this one question completely reframes the entire conversation for every leader. It is no longer enough to have a platform that can just tell you what went wrong. The new standard, the winning standard, is a platform that actively works to stop things from going wrong in the first place. So I'll leave you with this final thought. The difference between reporting and executing, that's the difference between surviving and thriving in this new landscape. One looks backward, the other acts forward. And in today's world, that choice is what determines who wins.